Okay, so it is December 5th, and just wanted to make this update video. I said that I would make an update video, and so this is it. And first of all, I want to thank all of you for being so supportive and just so kind to me. And I'm sorry that all I could do was heart your comments because I've just been really busy. I spend most of my mornings and evenings in the car, driving from work to school to home, and from home to school to work. So anyway, it's and then all day at work and everything. So it's just busy. I get home and then got to make dinner and all that kind of stuff. So, but I've read all your comments and I so appreciate all of you, and I am so glad that you all share your stories too. I love hearing about what you're doing and everything that's going on with you. So please keep sharing, and I promise I will get back into replying to each and every one of you as the videos come. And so anyway, I wanted to update you. So as you saw, if you saw in the last video, that I did not get pregnant. Just very disappointing. I did message CNY in my portal yesterday, did not get an answer, resent the same message today and did get an answer. I was a little peeved as to why I'm paying $60 each for every blood test to check my progesterone levels. That when they take the blood test, they're checking for a couple different things, but one of them is progesterone, and the finance lady did say that particular progesterone test is running me $100 and some, and after insurance, I think when I looked at the ledger, it was like $60 every single time. And they are doing multiple tests when I go in. They do the 7 DPO one, the 21 day. And then when I go back again for follow-up for the actual pregnancy test, they take another progesterone test. And then at baseline, they take that progesterone test. And yeah, basically a progesterone test every time I go in. Because then as the follicle gets bigger and bigger, they test the progesterone again. So just about every single time they are doing that progesterone test, and I have raised quite a bill. I have a big time bill that I need to call to schedule a payment plan because of that. And I am not happy, of course, because I have no outcome. Only to say that, and then I asked if because the lady that invented the Prove strips, she is a scientist, hormone specialist. Can't remember her name, but she's a hormone specialist and scientist, and she invented the Prove strips that are like $50 for 5 tests. And so that's super expensive. I wish it was not $50, and because I would get some. But anyway, so she made a comment in her video that she was doing with the Egg Whisperer lady that oral progesterone goes straight into the bloodstream, whereas the vaginal suppositories do not. But then there's the argument that the vaginal are more effective because they are absorbed straight into the uterus from the vaginal wall, but that it does not register in the blood like an oral pill does. So then my question to the clinic was, why are so many progesterone tests taken, blood tests taken, if the suppositories are not actually registering in the blood as accurately? And the girl got back to me and said it was stated that blah blah blah, and she goes, I didn't say that it wasn't registering at all, and that's not what I said. I said accurately, not at all, accurately. I said, basically if I get a progesterone test back and it's a 9, like was my last one, what is it really? Because if it's not registering in the blood, how do I know that my 3 suppositories a day, how do I know that, because I was started out with 2 suppositories a day, totaling 400 milligrams of progesterone suppository, one in the morning, one at night. I was then upped to 3 times a day. How did they know to do that? How did they accurately determine if I need more or not based on a blood test that is not really registered well? You know what I'm saying? So I'm an innocent, I am a patient. I am not a nurse. I have not studied this my whole life. So when a lot of them have not either, and they're only doing what they're told to do. And so I just asked the question, can you please explain that to me? So I rewrote a different letter saying that, you know, what I'm not, because she said, if you're not happy with this, if you're not happy with this protocol, we can schedule another consultation with the provider to talk about oral suppositories or injections. Well, here's the thing. I'm not the patient making that call. You're the one that's supposed to tell me what, you know, is good or not. Anyway, I'm not happy with that girl's message, and so, you know, I just want to know, because I don't want to lose a pregnancy because I'm not getting enough progesterone supplementation. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just kind of like, how do you know when enough is enough? Because my highest level that I got to last cycle was a 12. Anyway, so that's that. That's what's happening as of today. Also, I wanted to update you on the embryo adoption that I have been talking about for a year now. I believe it was last November, October or November, I can't remember which, my friend had messaged me saying that they had done double donors and that they got 4 healthy, genetically tested, chromosomally tested embryos from that donor egg, donor sperm IVF cycle they did. And they transferred 2 of them and got 2 healthy babies from it. So there were 2 more embryos available that she decided she was not going to keep for herself but donate out. And then she thought of me, and because I was struggling to have a second child with my own eggs because of my age, being as old as I am, you know, ovaries are not working like they used to, and I'm not able, my body is having a very hard time producing a healthy normal egg. So she knows that, and so she said, hey, you know, whenever you're done trying and you don't have success, they're available to you if you want them. And, you know, and at first I told her, no, keep your babies, they're your children, which she replied, they're not technically our children. They are not our biological children. And she told me about how they used double donors and everything. And when she told me that, I felt this huge, like, wow, you know, I'm not taking her kids away from her. You know, this was an IVF cycle where she got she got several. She took what she needed, and she is releasing the extra, you know, and I saw that as not taking someone else's children, but, you know, and no emotional attachments, or, you know, these are not somebody else's children. They would be my children. You know, when I adopted them, they would become my children. And so after this last cycle, I messaged her saying, I'm ready, let's do this. I was excited. I felt good about it. Still sad that I don't get both of them. You know, sad that if the first one, you know, took and was healthy and safe, that the other baby would go to someone else. That made me sad because I already felt like they were both mine in my heart. I was imagining life with both of them. I was imagining them running in my yard, sitting at my dining room table, and of course playing with Hannah, and them all just being together as a little family, and all of us together as a family. So, you imagine those things. And so once you kind of play those imagination, those visualizations, when you do that, imagination break is what we used to call it. It's almost like creating a memory of something that never happened. Creating false memories is kind of what that is. And so I kind of have those memories still. I still have those visions in my head of what I had put together in my mind of what it was going to be like to have this girl or both girls. But my husband said, and by the way, he never ever promised me that he wanted to have 4 children. That was all me. When we got married, he said, let's start with 2 and see how we're doing. I'm the one that said, no, we're going to have 4, So, so he never said he wanted to have 4 children. He said 2 at the most, and we'll see what we're doing. Now, if I had had twins, there's, nothing that he, could do about that. But he loves children. He's not against children. He wants to be able to buy them clothes and food. So, he loves Hannah. He thinks the world of her and loves her so much. But he grew up, in a situation where his mom was a single mom, and she worked 2 jobs, I think, and they were very poor, and it was not the nicest situation. He does not want to have that happen to him. He's got that fear of not being able to make enough money to buy food and clothes, so it's just, it's a real, people grow up in different scenarios, and I did the same thing. There were times where we didn't have food at night, and Mom would make pancakes, and I thought, wow, this is so great, we're eating pancakes for dinner, not knowing that we didn't have any other food in the house. So my husband, does love children, and, does say, yes, let's do 1 more, but he is a man who said, he wants to be able to provide. And if, we have 10 kids, he doesn't see how he can possibly afford that. So anyway, I don't know how people have 10 kids. I really don't know. I mean, I would love to see how somebody can afford to have, so many kids. I do have a friend from church. She is on her 9th baby, and he's the only one that has a job, and she, tries to go to farmer's market and sell, I don't know what she does, but they're not rich by any means. But anyway, so I told her that I was ready to do it, and I was excited, and her reply to me was something that I did not expect. And looking back, I can understand why she said what she said, because I think in that moment, I think she got emotional. I'm just speculating. She may not have been emotional at all, but it felt like an emotional response, and I responded poorly through offense. She told me that she said, just please promise me that you will treat the girls as your own. That was like a dagger to my heart. I was very offended by that, and I thought, are you kidding me? You have to make me promise you that I will treat the girls as if they're my own babies, like I would someday favor Hannah over them, and not treat them well, and not love them as if they were my own flesh and blood. So that hurt me pretty bad, and I did, and I was writing, of course I will. I was literally typing, of course I will love and treat them. And I just got so upset and angry about why do I have to defend it? That I did tell her, I was open and honest, and I said, that really stung. That really stung. And she wrote back, I'm so sorry. That makes me so sad that you took it that way. And, because she didn't mean to be that way. She didn't mean to. I think what she needed to do was, because all of a sudden it became real, like, oh, we're really going to do this now. And she does have an emotional attachment. She did see them as her children. And I wasn't really aware of that. And she should see them as her children, and she said she just wanted to convey to me how special and loved they were. And but when I hear that, I think, holy cow, I'm taking your kids away from you. and I said I would never ever do that. I would never take someone's children away from them. I think people need to be encouraged to keep their children and helped financially, whatever. There are a lot of reasons for adoption, and sometimes people have kids that shouldn't have had them, and so it is safer and better that the children be adopted and live with someone else. So I'm not talking about that kind of stuff, but I'm talking about, so, adoption's wonderful and great. But if that kid can stay with that parent, if they just help that parent get a better job or something, I don't know. I just hear a lot of people regretful and remorseful about having their children taken away or losing their kids. But anyway, so that was kind of strike number one. But I was going to push past that, but the thing that I didn't realize when she told me that, and then here's the thing, nobody knows that the kids are not their biological children, and they are letting everyone believe that they are, and including her parents and everyone that she knows. So the thing is, I promised her, of course I will not say anything, because it's not my place to tell your secret. It's not my place to do that. But the problem is, if I were to take one of the girls, I will never lie to her, and I will let her know that she is embryo adopted. And the thing is, she's going to grow up one day, understand what IVF, embryo adoption, is, and she's going to ask me if she was the only one. And I'm not going to lie to her and say, yeah, you were the only embryo that the donors made. Like, everybody knows that's not, that's not true. They're done in batches. They're sold 6 eggs at a time. And I hate saying sold. I can't stand that. But you are purchasing eggs, and, anyway, and you buy sperm. They're not, when they say donation, there's nothing donated about it. They are selling their eggs. They're being paid to do it, and you're buying them. So, and that's just the way it is. So anyway, they just don't call him the seller, so anyway, but that's the reality of it, and, you're buying them, and, I think last I remember, eggs were about $3,000 to $5,000, and I think that's for all 6. I'm not sure. I thought it was like each, so it makes sense that they do 6 at a time, because you can't just sell 1 egg and expect that egg to fertilize. That would be, yeah. So anyway, so she, and I promised her I would never reveal that, but if I got, one of the girls, one or both, I would not, if they were to be smart enough one day to ask, do I have any brothers or sisters from that embryo IVF cycle, I would not be able to lie to them, and I don't want to be pressured to lie to them. I don't think anything good comes from lies and deception. No, there's no good reason to ever lie to anyone. I don't, and you may disagree, and that's fine. It goes against my Christian character. I don't, and it's not, lies and deception, no. Especially when, if I had gotten the girl and she were to grow up, and then I'd go, yeah, look, a picture of my friend and there's her kids, and she going, wow, why do we all look so much alike? Again, I mean, the two that she got look so much alike, it's ridiculous, and they're boy and girl. Can you imagine what the girl that I had would look like? She'd look, just like them, and it's just, it would be a mess. And so I told her that I would have to, I said, then because I'm not able to lie to the child, this obviously I think this disqualifies me, because I'm not able to lie to the child. This disqualifies me from this adoption. And so she wrote back and said that that she agrees. So, and I just encouraged her again not to keep the truth and to be honest with them, because if it doesn't matter and that you love your kids as the same, then why keep it a secret? Because they're going to have to fill out a health history someday that matters. It's hard. So I was very sad, very depressed that this happened, because, like I said, I created all those false memories in my mind of her being with me, right here, little strawberry baby with in little green pajamas, and my sweet little strawberry baby. And or I'd call her my little Anne of Green Gables baby, because Anne of Green Gables was my favorite movie growing up, and she had red hair and she was an orphan. So anyway, so someone else who doesn't know them will take them, and we did do a couple back and forth texts, and there are no hard feelings. I do love her. She is my friend, and she has said the same to me, that she loves me and that she is glad that we are friends again. There was a long period of time where we did not talk, not because we weren't talking, but just, we just drifted apart and everything. That happens when you become an adult and you move away. I moved all the way across the country away from my home state, and so, you just lose touch with people. And so, so we are, I told her I love her family, and I always will, and I will, that we are friends, and that we're going to stay friends, and that this is not going to, end our friendship in any way, shape, or form, and that there are no hard feelings, because, I don't want any hard feeling. It hurts, but they're her embryos, and it's her decision, and if I cannot, if I can't hide that from the one I get, then she doesn't want me to, it's better that I don't take her to interfere with what her choices are. But either way, I'm not going to be put in the position of lying. So, I feel good about that, and I'm happy, because I just can't. Hannah, when she's old enough to understand, she will know that. I've even had the conversations in front of her being donor conceived. Like, that I used frozen donor sperm and did at-home insemination. And I have explained that in front of her before to someone. And she, I don't want to steal her innocence just yet. I don't want her to know how babies are made. So, when she's another couple years older, I still won't go into specifics, but just say, there's a gift that a mommy gives and a gift that a daddy gives, and daddy didn't give the gift, somebody else gave the gift. And, you know, it's just, and there are books too that explain it in child-ease, in the way that a child's mind can understand, that would word it better than probably I could. But you know, and the one thing that I was actually really excited about is that Hannah does have at least 2 or 3 brothers or sisters out there. The problem is, unless those people submit it in the little, there's this like forum that the cryobank has, where people can write in and say, you know, who used donor such and such. I want to connect with you, and anybody use donor, you know, whatever. I have a child. If you want to talk or know each other. And I already know that the donor that I used had 2 or 3 other pregnancies reported. So, you know, I would love it if they would reveal themselves, and I will go on there and I will do my part to say, you know, I used him as well if you want to know each other. I would love to know what the other kids look like. That would be really fun. Anyway, so, you know, it is sad. I'm not liking how this holiday season is turning out, you know, but I do have my girl. I do have my one and only, and, you know, if I were to, you know, I've thought about, you know, I can't do embryo adoption with CNY because it's a 4-year wait. And, you know, I'd be, how old would I be? 50, 51? I'm 46. Yeah, I'd be 50. And so, you know, it's time to call it after that. And also, for me, not, you know, other people are 50. I saw this one girl, she's 50, she looks like she's 32. So if you have that kind of genetic makeup and you're 50 and you're bouncing around like you're 32 years old, that go for it and have that baby, you know. I figure I'm just gonna let all my hair grow, but you know, my gray hair grow back in. I did that wash-in stuff, and you know, I'm just gonna let it all grow back and just be gray. And but yeah, so I did ask about donor egg because I thought, man, if I could pick somebody that, you know, just resembled me, even though I would never tell them that I was there, you know, they would know how they would know they were donor conceived. But you know, just if I could pick the egg donor and then just use the donor I've been using, like how many embryos would I get? Would I get all 6? Would I get 4? Would I get 3? And if so, I would of course want to give birth to all of them. But you know, now I'm 46, and my husband is not on board with that. He said 1 more, and so I'm just trying to figure out how far I want to go, because right now it looks like all doors are closing, and it makes me very sad. And you know, I fought as hard as I could, and if all doors are closing, then I got 1 healthy girl, and just spoil the crap out of her. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. I did start letrozole just for the sake of it all, without monitoring them, without going. I'm on 10 milligrams of letrozole right now, just for the fun of it. I'm going to inseminate next Tuesday. I'm gonna inseminate next Tuesday. Oh wow, wood stork. I'm not telling CNY I'm doing it. I'm kind of irritated with them. Don't, you know, they're just kind of wasting my money right now with monitored cycles. However, you know, I did spend a lot of money in those cycles, and they were wasted. Not completely wasted, in that I learned that I can do 10 milligrams of letrozole and grow a follicle around the normal ovulation time that I used to have naturally. and that is cycle day 13. So I'm going to go ahead and just order sperm on cycle day 12 and just inseminate on cycle day 13 and just see what happens, you know. And that way it's only costing me the sperm plus the letrozole and then the progesterone versus $200 ultrasounds to have them tell me that it's a cyst when it's actually a follicle. So anyway, that's it from me. What more can you do? So anyway, I hope all of you are doing well and that you are having a great December and having fun doing Christmas things. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to do some fun Christmas things and just, you know, go from there. I'll let you know what happens, of course, with this next cycle, if I time ovulation correctly or not. I'll film it, and then if it flops, I don't know if I'll just update you, or, you know, I don't know if I need to show you it flopping. So unless you really want to see me flop. But yeah, I'm not doing any more $200 ultrasounds. And that's about it. I will wrap this up. I guess this got a little long. We'll try to cut it down, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.